Gentlemen, welcome back. This is your Week 11 recap. I'm your host, Tom Ace Rothstein, owner of the Tangiers Casino and the Tangiers Fantasy Baseball Club. It's getting hot out, guys. It's about that time of the year. Dog days of summer. I got the crushed linen on. You know, I wasn't feeling the suit jacket. It's a little too hot for that. I'm sweating. I don't have AC in this fucking hellhole of a basement. So I'm fucking sweating. I needed something nice and loose, nice and light on today. So, as you can see, there's no Ohtani counter. The Ohtani counter has been wiped off the face of the planet. We don't have him anymore for now. Mike Scioscia has said that they're they're optimistic that he comes back as a pitcher. I think he's going to come back as a hitter. He's already taken one-handed swings in the cage. If it's his right arm, I'm guessing he's taking swings with his back arm. Definitely could see him being back as a hitter, Ohtani. I'm praying he's back as a pitcher. If he's back as a pitcher, that locks it up for me. I think I got first place. But going into the matchups, I'll start with my matchup first, considering no one wants to hear anything about either of these teams because my team is the best. And Pat's team, Pat's not even in the chat anymore. He's long gone. He's been gone for about 3 weeks now. Ever since he texted me on, I think, Friday, and he asked me, how do you have a guy who's a relief pitcher who's coming into games in the second inning? And I said, Pat, this is what the Tampa Bay Rays have been doing the entire year. If you read up on anything in baseball, everyone's against this whole bullpen games that they have, but I've been taking advantage of it for the past few weeks. Always going with the guy who's the piggyback starter, the guy coming in the second, third, fourth innings of those games. But Pat was mad, so Pat is so out of this league. I think everyone's gonna have to join up Jack's new league, which is not going to be the trial anymore because we're going to be into our second year of fantasy baseball. Got to think of a new name for that one. Going into mine and Pat's matchups, it was not a good matchup at all. I absolutely took a dookie on him. I was up the entire week. He's really lacking right now in for a better term in pitching. I'm looking at his pitchers, and his best pitcher of the week was Vince Velasquez with 28 points. DeGrom, I know, is his ace, but without Kershaw, with not having Kershaw is huge. I mean, he's a first round pick. He's supposed to be that super ace. Hasn't even been that when he has been pitching. But hopefully he comes back. I think he has a rehab start coming up. And then they said he's gonna be right back into the majors. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk about Pat's team because I think Pat's team is trash. He would be great in the B division. He comes into the A and he's hurting right now. He's in last place in the A. He would be in first place in the B. He's going to have a tough time making the playoffs playing this A division who there's 3-4 really good teams, probably the top 4 teams in the league on top of that A division. And then Pat is fifth just because there's nowhere else for him to go. Looking at my team, I didn't have that great of a week, and I still wound up pulling through. Leading in points against still, but Pat threw up a 450 against me, which is horrible. You're never gonna win a week throwing up 450. No one really did anything for my team looking at it besides Edwin Diaz, who has been 35 points every single week. He's the best closer in baseball. He probably is one of the few closers who actually are gonna have a job no matter what. There's probably about 10 to 15 closers who, no matter what, have a job, and the other 15 are either going to get traded or on bad teams who could wind up losing a job to a young guy in the future. So it's going to be real tough to see. You're going to see a lot of these closers just basically be elite closers to just being a seventh inning, eighth inning guy after the trade deadline. It's gonna happen. There's a lot of talks. Brad Hand, one of them, he's like the second or third best closer in the league right now. He's 100% getting traded. I think there was an offer on the table for him. I forgot who traded for him, but there was a player straight up, and the other team said, "No way, we're not giving you this guy for basically a seventh to eighth inning guy. We don't need that." But yeah, you're gonna see a lot of these closers moving. Brad Hand just being one. That's all I can think of off the top of my head, just because I know a lot of teams are looking at him. He's pitched really well. Yeah, but Aaron Nola has been Aaron Nola the entire year. I fucking love that guy. I got him for Cy. He's not going to win it, but he's my Cy, my dark horse for Cy. If Scherzer gets hurt, Nola's coming fucking right in there, real quick. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that matchup just because Pat's not in the chat. Makes no sense to even talk about it. Let's see. Next matchup we're gonna go into is the Staten Island Pizza Rats, Gordo, versus La Familia. Jesus Matarazzo gets beat with the second most fantasy points of the week to Gordo, who had the first most fantasy points. And it looks like my man Jesus just ran into bad luck. You throw up 600 points, you should get the W. You got beat. The other team scored more points than you. That's the name of the game. Score more points than the team you're facing every single week. Gordo has been consistently putting up high totals. He's a very, very good team. I envision him in the playoffs, definitely, without some tragic injuries happening to his team. But I definitely see him in the playoffs. Definitely see him making noise in the playoffs. And J Mats, who knows? You could get in. You definitely could get in. You're in a bad division. That helps out a lot. You have teams that have 3-4 wins that are in that have a chance to have a first round bye, which is absolutely insane at this point. The whole B division is under 500. Me, Gordo, and I think Buckets have more wins than the B division does. 22-21. That's really saying something. But going straight into the matchup, Gordo is led by Evan Gattis, who is by far the hottest hitting catcher in all of baseball. He has completely turned things around. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's on a cycle, if he's on mass tabs. God knows what he's on. But that boy is jacking the ball right now. He shot all the way up to the third best catcher. 14 home runs. That helps. I think that's first among all catchers. Marcell Ozuna, he hit the switch. He's one of the hottest hitting outfielders in baseball. He's up to 4.3 points averaging a game, which is saying a lot because he was about like 3.5 about 2 weeks ago. He's absolutely on fire, batting .284 for the year, 40 RBIs. Aroyds Vizcaino, another guy, might get traded. You never know. Or the Braves might trade for an arm to replace him because he has been shaky at times. He hasn't. Wow, 182 ERA. I feel like he's blown mad saves. Well, he hasn't allowed a run since May 15th. That's pretty good. 8 straight saves converted. I think at the beginning of the year he was a little shaky. Not so much anymore. He's settled down big time. But you never know. The Braves could wind up trading for a bullpen on. I wouldn't be surprised. You get someone that has experience in that bullpen. Throw a whole fucking wrench into that bullpen. His job is probably safe for now. He blows a save. He blows 2 saves. The Braves could be on the phone calling for Brad Hand. Alex Bregman for 39. Benintendi for 37. Third best outfield, Andrew Benintendi. Nicholas Castellanos, the Greek freak, bro. Averaging 4.9 a game. 34. Brandon Nimmo, 31. Kimbrel for 25. Rizzo for 25. Whit Merrifield for 24. Is he still hurt? No, he's not. He's good, Whit. Yasiel Puig for 23. Gordo, I think Jonathan Schoop is absolutely horrible. I wound up dropping him in one of my 12-team leagues. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that boy. But I think he's off the sauce. There's something going on. Baltimore is such a bad team. They don't have to pitch to him. They are pitching to him because he sucks. He's batting .213 on the year. He got hurt early in the year with an oblique injury. Came back early May. Could be still feeling the effects of that. Starting to warm up. Maybe loosens him up a little bit. Because he's from the Netherlands. He's from down south in the Caribbean. I don't know. They got a whole conglomerate of islands down there. And he's from down there, so maybe warms up a little bit in Baltimore. Check this out: the Orioles, their last 2 home wins have come on Mother's Day and Father's Day. So obviously they're going for they're playing for the holidays. I like their style. It's a big game. They come to play, but they are probably the worst team in baseball at this point. They are absolutely horrible. He's in a really bad lineup. There's no Chris Davis for protection anymore. He's not even batting anymore. That they benched him. He was having probably the worst third of the season in the history of baseball. You look at everything he's been doing. He's just hitting the ball into the shift, and it fucked up their whole offense because he was like their 5 hitter, big power guy. If guys get on base, he could drive him in. No, That's not what it was for them anymore. He was an automatic out. A lot of players on their team have been automatic outs. You look at Trey Mancini, he's batting under 230. Adam Jones has been their most consistent guy. I told you he's 280 with 25 home runs. He does it every single year. It's Adam Jones. Fulton White's a guy who's having a tremendous year. 216 ERA. Gordo, I love him. He went on the DL. Triceps injury. It's a weird injury. Hopefully he comes back. Probably will be back, but triceps, anything with any muscle in the arm gets me scared. Besides when Cookie Carrasco gets fucking blasted by a comebacker and fucking almost shatters his forearm. Thank God Cookie's alright. But Giancarlo hit an absolute blast last night to deep center. Fucking love Giancarlo. He's picking things back up. He's at 17 home runs. Hey, he's going to hit 40, 45 home runs. He's going to be that guy. You know that. The K's are going to be there, which sucks. You're going to have those negative days, but with the negatives comes the positives, comes the home runs, comes the long balls, comes the blast to the bleachers that wind up fucking 3/4 of the way up the bleacher, or halfway if you Gleyber Torres last night, because he hit a blast as well. Yeah, Gordo, very solid, very good week. Wow, Kluber with 1.8, very unlike Corey Kluber. But going into Jesus' team, my main man Jesus, John Jay for 51 points. He's having a hell of a year. He just got traded to Arizona. He's batting .310. I think he's leading off for them. Nice little leadoff hitter. I don't know where the hell this is coming from that he's batting .310. I don't think he ever was a 300 hitter, but he's really hot. You got to play the hot hand in fantasy baseball. It always happens that there's going to be like a week or 2 weeks that these guys just fucking rock out with their cock out. John Jay has done it the whole season though. Starting with the Royals, now back on. Now he's on the Diamondbacks. Probably a little bit better of an offense, better team, I think. Looking at Matt Duffy for 44 points. Wow, that was a good week. 8 for 24, 2 home runs. Eduardo Escobar for 43. Is this the fucking guy? Is it him? Yeah, he's having a ridiculous year. 305, 12 home runs, 48 RBIs, 35 runs scored. He was added by free agency. That is probably the best pickup there will ever be in a fantasy baseball league. He's probably going to get MVP votes at this point. He's absolutely carrying that team. He's fucking dropping bombs. He's such a good fucking hitter, this guy. Probably the MVP of a league if you look at draft value. I know Mike Trout is Mike Trout, but you draft him one, you spend a high pick. If you look at a lot of drafts, he was a late round, really late round guy, 20th round and over. Meanwhile, this guy is just batting .300 and he's slugging the shit out of the ball, hitting doubles. I think he leads the league in doubles. He's fucking crushing. 43 points for the week. Nelson Cruz for 39. Carlos Correa, 38. Trevor Bauer, 30. Trevor Bauer has been absolutely tremendous. 9th best pitcher right now, 129 Ks. That is such a stupid number at this point of the year. Guys don't even have that for an entire season, 129 Ks. Probably going to wind up with anywhere upwards between 220 and 250. Has a real good shot at 250 at this point. He's a third of the way through. He's not going to get 300 because only Chris Sale could do that. Not going to get 300. Maybe Max Scherzer could do that, but he ain't going to do it. But he's probably going to get 250, 260. That's fucking huge, especially where you got him. Let's see where you got him. 76th overall, pitching like an ace right now. Not a super ace, but pitching like an ace. Where was I? DJ LeMahieu for 27. Marcus Estrada for 26. Justin Verlander, 130 Ks, 26 points. He's been the best pitcher in baseball, like I said, since fucking August of last year. He's by far the best. He leads in every single fucking category. Michael Fulmer for 25. D. Gordon for 24. Batting .290, still got that average real high. 19 stolen bases, really helps out his value. You steal 2-3 bases a week. That's a home run. Basically, every single week you're getting from D. Gordon. Juan Soto, who has been probably at this point the rookie of the year in my eyes. He's fucking crushing. He hits bombs. He plays like an absolute stud. He is what Bryce Harper was supposed to be at 19 years old. But this guy is what Juan Soto is at 19 years old. Batting .326, 6 home runs, 18 runs scored, 14 RBIs. I don't think he has more than 120 at bats. He's playing really fucking well right now. This is the time where all the peripherals start to even out. Maybe like another 20, 30 at bats. Everything should even out with the peripherals, with the pull, with the soft hit, medium hit, hard hit. I haven't checked out his BABIP numbers, but I think he's really fast, so it really shouldn't matter too much with the BABIP. But he hits the shit out of the ball. He's a really good ball player, this kid. The best 19-year-old probably in baseball as well. Better than Acuna. You could bet your bottom dollar. I believe that. Chris Stratton for 23. Fernando Rodney, another arm that might get traded. Guy who has postseason experience. Definitely could see him being moved. Being a 7th to 8th inning guy somewhere. Maybe anywhere that needs it. I can't think off the top of my head. Maybe like the Diamondbacks need an arm. The Dodgers may need an arm. A team like that. Brandon Belt for 12. He came back so quick after appendicitis. I don't understand how he got back so quick. He must still have stitches in him. Because he missed like a week and a half, 2 weeks. They said he was going to be out a month and a half. Guy's a warrior. True warrior. Really fucked me up because I have Posey, who instead of catching for his day off, he plays first. He's got Brandon Belt's already back. It's fucking bullshit, man. I thought I was going to get like a nice month and a half of Buster Posey just playing every single day, just racking up numbers. That's why I picked up John Hicks, but no. Not working out for me right now. Going into the next matchup, we got the Carpenters hammering my mother's ass big time. 590 to 468. Jack just got beat. He got beat bad too. McCullers for 49. Lance McCullers, 90 Ks on the year, not too bad. Nice back-to-back starts against two low offenses, not too good offenses, Kansas City and Oakland, both playing in both of their away stadiums, which is, Oakland is, you might as well play at fucking, I don't know, think of the deepest league you could, deepest field you could think of, you might as well play there. Because it's the dumbest way how you set up a field where your first and third base lines are 150 feet away from the stands. You see so many foul ball outs that are usually way into the stands and they just get caught for nonsense. So it really helps out pitchers there. That's why you see a lot of good pitchers coming from Oakland all the time, just because they get cheap outs like that. Didi Gregorius has finally risen for 46 points, 3 home runs last week, 6th best shortstop right now, 5.4 averaging, not bad, 14 home runs, a lot of pop for Didi this year. Started off with 10 real quick, and then he just went ice cold in May. Good to see him pick things back up. He's the fucking shortstop for the Yankees. We all know this. Glaber, you play second, you play third, wherever, but Didi's the fucking man. He's always going to be the shortstop for now until fucking 10 years, I think. Just stay healthy. Don't get another fucking concussion, because that's what I think did it to him at first. He missed like 2 or 3 games. Maybe his head wasn't right. I don't know. Maybe he did have little after effects of concussion. I don't know if they check on this in baseball. I know they give you the check right after it happens. I don't know if they keep checking you like football. Well, they don't even do that in football. You just get concussed. You pass the test. All right, you're good to go. Rafael Devers for 45. Good to see him pick things up this week. He's been ice cold. He's batting .243 on the year, 3.8 points averaging on the year. Rhys Hoskins, another guy's been ice cold, picking things back up this week for 44. Continuing with this current week too as well. Mitch Haniger for 41. The ever so talented Mitch Haniger for 16 home runs, 54 RBIs already. This guy has a shot for 120. He has a shot for Marcell Ozuna numbers from last year. He's always got guys on base, either as D. Gordon or Gene Segura. D. Gordon has 19 stolen bases. Gene Segura has like 15 stolen bases. He's always coming up with runners in scoring position. Every single fucking at bat, it seems like, and he's always delivering. Mitch is always delivering, man. Goldschmidt for 37. After a bonkers week last week, he settles down a little bit with only 37. Still a phenomenal week. He jumped all the way up to the second best first baseman. That's how bad first base has been this year. That it takes 2 weeks for a guy to be top like 9 and just being top 2 now. First base has been absolutely horrible this year. I don't know what the hell has happened. In years past, first base has been the position that you just keep drafting guys just because they're power hitters and they're supposed to score a lot of points. But this year we've seen a ton of strikeouts, and that really doesn't help in this league. Goldie with 16 home runs, 51 runs scored, 39 RBIs. Zach Godley, Pete, I don't know why you have my guy, but I wound up dropping his ass after a horrible game against San Fran. He has a great game in Colorado. Who would have fucking thought that? And then pitches against the Mets. Whoever plays the Mets, that's usually an instant plug and pop. As long as he has two arms and two hands, he's good to go. You might as well sign him up for 25 points and a quality start. Yeah, the God, though, Pete, I wish I had him. I have to face him this week, too. I think you should start him. I mean, he plays the Pirates. Godley is a huge walk guy, and the Pirates don't walk at all, so you better fucking start him against me. If you don't, I hope you don't, because he's going to have a real good game. Brantley for 27. Good to see Brantley still fucking staying steady. He's averaging 6 points on the year in a tremendous lineup. Everyone's always on base in front of him. Another guy, 41 RBIs. I think he missed the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season as well. Ross Stripling, who the hell is this guy? Oh, he has a 1.76 ERA. That's who he is. They were using him, I think, for long relief and in the bullpen in the beginning of the year. They have about 7 guys on the DL for their pitchers. They just throw Ross in there, and Ross has been ever so steady. He's averaging 12 points a game, but that's not really saying much. Considering as a starting pitcher, I'll read off his last 6, 26, 26, 20, 32, 35, 32. Just goes to show you the beginning of the year, he was probably scoring 3-4 points as a bullpen guy, maybe mop-up duties. But now he's starting. He's got to start because he's really good. Yuli Gurriel for 26, batting .301. Nice solid year for him. No pop, though. The guy has 0 pop. I don't understand that. He has absolutely no pop. 2 home runs, and he bats 4. I don't know what the hell. I don't know how he just doesn't hit home runs, but 304 feet down the line in Houston, you hit a pop-up, it's gone. Keuchel for 26, Cody Allen for 24, Andrew Heaney on a double start for 22. Wasn't that good of a week last week for him. He got hammered by Seattle, wow. Gary Sanchez for 18, the trade clause that was, I don't know what the hell that trade clause was, but you guys know my opinion on that. I thought it was the dumbest trade for Gordo. Syndergaard could be out for another month and a half, 2 months. Doesn't see him, then he goes on the 60-day DL. That's the only reason why it's good for him, because I think Syndergaard is going to wind up on the 60-day DL eventually. The trade should have been made maybe when Syndergaard came off the DL, not, hey, he might be back. Oh no, you know what? Let's keep him throwing. Let's keep him fresh. Well, we'll see where we are. I think by July, I think the Mets are just gonna say, you know what? We're out of this one. They're either gonna trade him or they're gonna rest him for the rest of the year. I think that's what's gonna wind up happening with him. Austin Meadows, who has been absolutely incredible since coming up in the minors leagues the past 2 years, he was so bad. I don't understand how he just comes up and bats .320. I don't think he's a .320 hitter. I really don't. You look at his last 2 minor league years. He was batting like .260, .270. His slugging percentage was nothing. He's hitting bombs now. He's hitting doubles, slugging a ton. But they have a nice 4 outfield rotation over there in Pittsburgh. Him, Polanco, Marte, and Corey Dickerson, who Pete has as well. Going into the next one. Here we go. Jay Jerkinigas versus Chicago White Logs. Jay, the win streak is over. You got to 3, not bad. Very hard to get to 10 in baseball. 3 is very good, though. You kept yourself afloat in that B division. You still, listen, that whole division is still wide open. We know this. The worst team in the league, is still only 2 games behind the first place. So there's definitely opportunities for anyone to win that division. It's extremely wide open. If you're in that B division and you see someone from that B division playing A division, you should be really happy because that team is probably going to wind up losing. But yeah, Jay, tough loss. It's all right. Shake it off. It doesn't hurt to lose one. You just lose one. Keep it going. Maybe you go 9-1 the next 10 games. That's what you want, Jay. That's what you want. Go 9-1. I'm with you on 9-1. Let's see what you're doing this week. Are you doing good this week? Jay Jerkin. Okay, you're winning. You're beating your brother. Good for you. Maybe your brother's trying to lose on purpose. I don't know, because he has 116 points, and it's Wednesday today. I mean, there's 2 days he scored 116 points. I don't know how the hell that's possible. I scored 120 points last night. Week 11. Here we go. Yeah, but looking at Max and Tyler's team, everything's coming together now. Like I said it would. Eventually, guys are starting to get healthy again. The arms are coming back. The hitters are coming back. I would say they are probably about 75% healthy. You're still missing AJ Pollock, he was absolutely hammering the ball. You're still missing Johnny Cueto, who was pitching like a stud. His ERA was a .84. I think he made like 4 or 5 starts, 6 starts maybe. And then Walker Buehler too just gets hurt. Wow, I didn't realize he was on your team. Jimmy Nelson, who's been on the DL the whole year, he's trending in the right direction. That's good, but he remains without a timetable to throw. Okay, that's not good. You don't want to see someone remaining without a timetable to throw, especially with a shoulder injury. Probably the worst injury to have as a pitcher. You rather them completely tear a UCL because they could just throw a fucking rib bone or something into that thing. Shoulder is a very tricky injury. Guys lose miles per hour. Once you lose miles per hour as a pitcher, you're in trouble unless you're a fucking good pitcher. And I don't know if Jimmy Nelson's that good of a pitcher. But I digress. Max, you are led by Lorenzo Cain, who is easily the best center fielder in baseball. No, he's not. Probably one of the best center fielders in the National League. He's a winner, known winner, won with Kansas City, 9th best outfielder at this point. He's tremendous defensively. He's batting 1, 2, or 3 every single day. They like switching things up. I like what they do over there. Does he? No, he leads off every single day. I think Yelich bats too. Yeah, but Kane's a stud. He's averaging 5 on the year. 9th best, as I said. Jack Flaherty, who should be on my team, I dropped him like an idiot because I think they sent him down. He's been very good, Jack Flaherty. 2.66 ERA, 55 Ks. Just want to see him keep those walks down. That's what will hurt him a little bit in the beginning of the year. He keeps those walks down. He's going to be a very, very good pitcher. I don't think Waino's coming back because he fucking sucks. But with 43 points to Jack Flaherty, you can plug that in for me any single day of the week. Xander Bogaerts, 43, averaging 5.1 on the year. Starling Marte, 36. Arenado for 35, second best third baseman, no big deal. Averaging 5.6 on the year. 311 batting average, 14 home runs, 45 RBIs, 47 runs scored for the stud. Probably going to bat 300, probably going to score 100 runs, probably going to have 100 runs driven in, probably going to have 30 home runs. So he does it every year. He plays in Colorado. Those stats are inflated. You get 20% bump for every single player that plays there at home. And then you look at their splits. It's a whole different story. I start players that play against Colorado when they're on the road just because they fucking suck when they're on the road. Everything just evens out. It's baseball. You got a guy batting 320 at home. He bats 245 on the road. You look at all their stats, they're completely different. Name me one player that is a better road hitter on Colorado that at home, I'll pay you money because it's not possible. It doesn't happen. Chris Sale for 31. Man, he's so good, Chris Sale. 24th best pitcher right now. 140 Ks cash. David Price for 30. Price he stopped playing Fortnite, thank God, because you're a professional baseball player, and if you're getting arthritis and tendonitis and any itis in your hands because you're playing a video game, you're a fucking idiot, David Price. Get it together. Lay off the video games. Do it in the off season, okay? If you want to fuck your career up, do it in the off season. Don't do it in the middle of the season. You're a good ball player, David Price. You're probably one of the few guys to win a College World Series and then go to a World Series the same year. Fucking 22 years old, pitching for Tampa Bay in the World Series that year. He's tremendous, David Price. I really like him. I really want him to be good. No, I don't. I hope he breaks his fucking elbow. He's a Red Sox. But I do have him in another league, so I'm holding on to him. He's been really good the past couple weeks. He stopped Fortnite. He stopped playing video games. It's amazing. That's the one thing that keeps you from being a good baseball player is playing video games. Thank God the Red Sox caught him. He was probably in the clubhouse one day, and it was 6 a.m, and someone flicked the lights on, and David Price is in there with a headset, with a bag of Cheetos and Fritos, with a monster playing fucking Fortnite, and they were like, David, you're starting today. What are you doing? You can't do this. And then he comes in, and he has his fucking hand wrapped because he has hand numbness. How do you have hand numbness? You either get that from 2 things, okay? Jerking off and playing video games. Believe me, I know. So, David Price, good to see you getting your shit back together. Sir Anthony Dominguez. Sir Anthony, what a fucking pickup, Max and Tyler. He's probably going to be the closer for the Phillies because Hector Neris had pitched such a bad game that not only did they demote him as a closer, they demoted him to AAA. They said, figure your shit out, Hector, because we don't need you. We have Sir Anthony. And Sir Anthony is great just because he got the SP eligibility. You're going to have an extra arm every single time. If you wind up getting a nice closer, you're going to have 3 closers in the P and the 2 RP spots, and then 1 in the SP spot. That is absolutely tremendous. Sir Anthony has been great this year, and he is Sir Anthony because he's a knight in shining armor. Justin Turner for 25. Hasn't been too good since coming off the DL. Wrist injury too. It's a little tricky. Maybe it sapped a little bit of his power. Jake Lamb for 22. Jameson Taillon for 22. Played by Carlos Santana. 22. Jose Abreu for 18. Let's see who else. Bumgarner has been an absolute bum since coming back. 4.67 ERA in 3 starts. He hasn't gone over 14 points. He has a quality start against Arizona, but that's about it. He pitched 2 games against 2 decent... all 3 of those offenses are decent. Miami isn't that good, but LA and Arizona is good. Hopefully he turns things around. I mean, he does play against one of the worst offenses in the league in San Diego. They're playing in San Fran, which helps a lot. Big ballpark over there. He has 9 Ks on the year, though, which is kind of concerning. 3 Ks in all 3 of his starts. Definitely want to see those K numbers jump up. Adam Eaton for 16. Good to see him back. Another guy batting 344 on the year. I think he has about 75 at bats though. I wound up picking him up in another one of my leagues. I have no clue why he was dropped. 12-team league. There's 4 DL spots. The guy gets dropped. I fucking scooped him up with the fucking like that fucking Thanos style snap. Let's see. Matt Chapman, 13. Jordan Hicks, another guy. Starting pitcher, reliever, eligible. Nice guy to plug in. I could see him going to a real good team to be a closer. Actually, no, he's never been a closer. But you could definitely see him going into being traded to a team that needs an arm. I don't know if St. Louis has it this year. I don't think so. You got the Brewers and the Cubs in that division. Might be a year they sit back, they trade, they get younger. But, man, Jordan Hicks, he throws a 101-mile-an-hour sinker. That's really hard to hit. The Ks are fairly low considering he throws 102. He's got 31 on the year. He probably has about 30 appearances as well. So just probably about a K an inning for him. I definitely would like to see more though from him. But he's great. SP eligible. Eddie Rosario. Wait. Yeah, Eddie Rosario for 51. I get fucking Escobar and Rosario. I get them both so confused. Another guy. Oh, no, drafted 154. Dropped by my mother's ass. I have no clue why she would drop him. 316 on the year, 16 home runs, 51 runs scored, 46 RBIs. He's having a better year than Eduardo Escobar, which is very hard to do because Eduardo Escobar is absolutely crushing the ball. But Eddie Rosario, another guy. You're going to see him on a lot of winning teams this year simply because he crushes the ball. Another guy on the Twins that absolutely crushes the ball. We thought Miguel Sano was going to be good. He's horrible. He gets demoted. It's Eduardo Escobar, Eddie Rosario. They're fucking both hitting the lights out of the ball. I love both of them. They both have very sweet swings. Very, very sweet swings. What is Rosario? He's the 4th best outfielder. Holy shit. Trevor Story for 48. See, those are 2 guys that are going to be on a lot of championships teams. If I know at the end of the year, and I think Yahoo does it, they'll show what guys were on championship teams. Those are going to be 2 guys on championship teams. I will say that about your team, Jay, because they're both having really good years. Those are 2 tremendous value picks for both of them. Trevor Story has 56 RBIs, guys. Andrew McCutchen for 42. He's starting to pick things up. Jay, I'm seeing a lot of guys that are trending upward. I have to tell you that. A lot of guys trending upward. Yangervis Solarte for 40. He's averaging 4.6 on the year. Severino, who is just outside those super races. His 4th best pitcher as of right now, though. The only thing I hate that he has to play the Red Sox. It sucks. He plays them way more than any other team. But he's still a stud. You always start him no matter what. You start him in Colorado. I think he's that good. Aaron Judge for 28. Got that average at 275. That's where I think he's at. 265, 275. That's the type of hitter he is. High on base guy, always on base. 40 home runs, lock it in. He's probably better than Stanton, man. Seeing it now, I think he might be a better player than Stanton. Definitely got the rocket cannon arm. He fucking throws out everyone, drops bombs, always smiling. They got the quarters in session in right field every single game. It's great. It's good to see. Jesus Aguilar for 28. Guy who might be losing a little bit of playing time now that Ryan Braun's back and Eric Thames is back. But you can't bench this guy. He's batting 298 on the year for 14 home runs, 35 RBIs. You can't. They have to find a spot for him. It's a guy that might wind up getting traded. They already traded another one of their first basemen. I think G-Man Choi they wound up trading. I forgot what they got, but they traded G-Man Choi already. Definitely could see another guy getting traded from that team just because you have to make room for one of these hitters. Thames needs regular at bats. Aguilar needs regular at bats. I think Braun needs regular at bats even. You can't have you can't have those three guys playing in the same lineup every day. It's impossible. Thames is maybe plays right, plays first. Braun can play either left, right, or first. Aguilar stuck at first. You have to have Yelich, you have to have Kane in the lineup, and the only way you do that, you got to trade someone. Doesn't hurt, though. It's always good to have multiple guys that can play multiple positions. Chad Kuhl for 25. Kenley Jansen, 24. Oh, you have Thames, too, for 22. I guess that's nice to have. Those two guys, you see which guys are playing for the day. I think Braun's been the odd man out. That's what it looks like, though. I'm looking at these last few games. Manny Machado for 16. Reynaldo Lopez for 14. He's been decent, Reynaldo. I'm kind of mad that Miguel Cabrera winds up getting hurt because he was having a pretty decent year. Fucks up his bicep real bad. Such an ugly injury. Tough injury to see for a future Hall of Famer. But you look at the trade now, it's Reynaldo for Joey Votto, and that's not a good deal at all. But he's been the 48th best pitcher. Decent arm, decent option. Got to play the matchups with him, though. I wouldn't start him tonight against Cleveland, I'll tell you that much, because that is a recipe for a disaster. Yep. Going to the next matchup. Matchup of the week, by the way. Hoyt Yppoiminen versus the B Strong BS. This was a game for first place. I thought it was for first place. It wasn't. Massey is still in first place after a loss just because of the points. You gotta score the points, guys. I'm telling you. You're gonna see a lot of tiebreakers because of this. But Adam evens out the top of that B Strong BS division. Fucking cocksuckers. They're both 5-6, so we're gonna have a nice little race with the second half of the year. Looking at Adam's team, 39 points for Jerickson Profar. He's gonna lose playing time. You got Elvis Andrews back. Someone's got to be an odd man out there. I think it's him. Aroldis Chapman for 38. Brett Anderson for 30. Brett Anderson, Jesus, 37 points. Ender Inciarte for 32. Ender Inciarte has 20 stolen bases, guys. They said at the beginning of the year he's going to do is steal bases. They give him the green light all the time. All he does is steal bases. It's great. Adrian Beltre for 32. Teoscar Hernandez for 30. I think he leads the league in triples. Teoscar. He's averaging 4.9 on the year. 34th best outfielder. I think he probably came up a little bit later. That's why he's only 34th best. Charlie Bubblegum Morton for 28. Still averaging 23 on the year, Bubblegum. 105 Ks. Very nice. Adam Jones for 28. We know what Adam Jones is. He's batting 290. He's got 10 home runs. Okay? That's basically a 280 hitter with 25 home runs. That's what he's going to do. He does it every year. I don't understand. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Adam Jones, 285, 25. How you doing? Marcus Semien for 27. Scherzer for 26. Scherzer has 152 Ks, guys. 152 Ks. Does he have a shot for 300? I think he does. You got to stay healthy, Max. We've seen you on the DL the past 2 years. Stop going on the DL, Max. Yomer Sanchez for 25. He's another guy that's up there in triples. Aaron Hicks at 24. He's turning things up, warming up out there. He's really hoping Jacoby Ellsbury never comes back because Hicks has played himself into a spot. He's probably going to play 5 games out of 6 during the week. Rocket laser arm. He's crushing the ball too. Good to see him. Greg Bird for 17. Gleyber Torres for 18 after hitting a blast last night. That ball was fucking smoked. Let's see. Who else? Patrick Corbin, 13 for 2 starts. That is absolutely... And then, Mashy, I'm looking at your team, and I'm looking at Michael Trout with 72 points. Mike Trout, man, probably the best player. We're going to see, guys. He's tremendous, this guy. He's averaging 7 points on the year. You look at all these counting stats, they're ridiculous. 60 runs scored and 48 RBIs with 13 stolen bases and 23 home runs. Oh, let's throw in a 335 batting average as well. It's going to be a sick race for a Triple Crown this year between him, between Mookie Betts. Jose Ramirez might fucking chime in for that. But right now, I think it's Betts and Trout right now for the Triple Crown. Shane Green for 48. You definitely can see him getting traded eventually. He's on a horrible team. If he gets traded, you're fucked, Mash, because you wouldn't have a good closer right there. David Peralta for 48. Mashy has nonstop texting me about David Peralta. He's been offering me him for Buster Posey for the last week and a half. I don't want David Peralta. He's had a very good couple of games. He's stringing together nice little set of games. Batting 277 on the year for 14 home runs, 39 RBIs, 33 runs scored. Dylan Bundy, who I wish I would have traded for after those 3 horrendous starts. He's really turned things around. He's on a real bad team, though. Really doesn't help him that he doesn't have any run support at all. So he's basically got to throw zeros across the board, or his team's not winning. But he's going long, 6 innings in his last 6 games, 6+ innings in his last 6 games, going long, going hard. Has 100 strikeouts on the year. Definitely got an outside chance for 200. He should hit 200 actually. Strikeouts are up on the year though. Everyone has strikeouts. Shin-Soo Choo for 27. Another boring guy. Is he boring? Yes, he's boring, but he's the 13th best outfielder right now. 278, 13 home runs. Just another guy. He does it every year. Very quiet. Doesn't wow you in any stat, but he does it across the board. Eugenio Suarez for 26, who drives in all my fucking... Joey Votto's always on base, and Suarez is always driving him in. He's got 53 RBIs. I think he missed about a month, too. It's fucking crazy. JD Martinez for 26, another guy. He has an outside chance for that Triple Crown, too. It's going to be real interesting for Triple Crown this year. Someone might win it, or someone might just... It just might be a different guy for all 3 stats. But there's definitely going to be a lot of home runs being hit between Betts, Martinez, Trout, and Jose Ramirez. Jose Peraza for 26. Speaking of Jose P, baby. He's having a nice little month. I dropped him. I didn't need this guy. He's just another guy on a decent offense. He's leading off now because Billy Hamilton is atrocious and he's batting 180, and the only reason why he starts is because he runs 100 miles an hour. Ian Kinsler for 25. Addison Russell for 25. Javier Baez for 23. Is he hurt? No, he's healthy. Good for him. He's in the lineup for the second game. Good to see that. Miles Mikolas for 16. Match. I want Miles Mikolas. Give me him. Yeah, that's it. I'm fucking sweating. It is so fucking hot in my basement. I wish you guys could see the temperature down here. It's got to be probably about 85 degrees. I have to turn a fan on right now because I'm fucking dripping sweat. Thank you guys. Have a great week. Good luck to everyone. Hopefully the B division could go over 500 as a whole this week. I doubt it because they suck. Later, guys.